Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are in a much stronger position than we were previously, and so we are making the decision to back off of propping up the Ottomans. Now, I'm not sure what shape the Ottomans are going to fall to without our help, but they're going to fall to something, and I'm sure we'll get something out of it. So, for the time being, we need to be ramping up this army over here. So we're going to be tossing in manpower as frequently as possible. That is going to be the idea. We're just going to need to bring that up to, what is this number? 26? Okay. From there, we can definitely look at what we want to bring our land force limit to. I think, let's see, we are currently at 12? Okay. So we'd be adding like 14 to that. We could get another army if we wanted to. The real problem with that is I also want to expand our backline, so there is that. I also want to get these guys drilling. We have no leader up here. We should probably get a generalship from the emirs, and that is indeed what we're going to do. So we'll get this guy in there. Cool, and we will begin work on that. Now, we do have an idea available. This is the final quality idea. Do we want to take this? How far ahead of time are we? 6 years? Yes, we want to take this. Okay, so we're going to grab that. Phenomenal. At this point, we're going to come off of military power focus, I think. I'm thinking we put it on dip. We're going to be doing some annexation. We are losing power to diplomatic relations. So I'm thinking we put it here. We're still going to be pretty good on the military power income. No doubt about that. So that is looking reasonably good. Now, I want to, of course, continue to work on our army out over here. We need a few thousand more men there, and that'll be fine. We are not participating in this war or in any of the Ottomans' peasant issues from here on out, outside of what our vassals might choose to do. Our vassals, they're choosing to help out a bit, and that's okay. For the time being, we're not actively betraying the Ottomans. That might change. But we want to be doing a lot of recruitment and preparing for that moment. So we can see this is up to 23 now, 24, and we're targeting 26. We're almost there. So that is absolutely wonderful. Our forces are just about replenished. In fact, now they are. And we can consider whether we want to get a fourth army or whether we want to expand our existing armies. I think the answer to that is yes. I think we want to do both. What is the supply limit down over here? 35? Okay. Is there somewhere up over this way that has a reasonable supply limit? Actually, kind of, yeah. 49 up over here. Although 41 here. Okay, let's recruit up over this direction. I want an army stationed up here. So all I'm going to recruit for now is a single swivel cannon. Jampur was building a spy network. I doubt they're going to be all that interested in it now that we've ramped up our military power again. And let's see, what is this? We can purchase an ability. Right, what do we want? Monthly devastation, change rival cost, fort maintenance on border with rival, autonomy change cooldown, harsh treatment cost, admin efficiency, or yearly absolutism. That yearly absolutism is tempting. Unfortunately, our absolutism is still at minus 25. So there is that happening. Yeah, it's not going to do anything even if we did take it. So I think in that case, we're going to go with something like admin efficiency. Sure. I guess that's fine. It's certainly not ideal. Okay, so we're 26,410, right? We need about 40,000 manpower in total to get this fourth army online. And I do want to expand out our cannon backline. We'll see how that ends up going. We do see that the Ottomans are currently winning the 9th Egyptian War for Independence. We'll see if that continues. But the Ottomans are going to, I think, fall significantly behind their rebels if we're not contributing to that. So that is definitely noted. I'm going to bring this up. Oh, hello. We want mysticism. Thank you very much. They're offering us a separate piece. Returning these locations to Hassa, who is our vassal. This is going to break our alliance with the Ottomans, is it not? This is very interesting. No doubt about it. This is very, very, very interesting. And I mean, Ottomans had a lot of options to give this territory to us, so I think we take it. Now, to be clear, we are still allied with the Ottomans. Does that continue if we go by the month tick? Yes, okay. Beautiful. That does not break our alliance with the Ottomans. So Hausa now has a bunch of extra territory out over here. I love it. That's great. That gets us out of that war, and we're going to take this, of course, up to 10, and then we're going to start recruiting our forces over here. An example to us all, yes, a skill 1 Grand Captain, okay. Luristani Particularists out over here. To be honest, they can handle that on their own. I'm not too concerned about that. We can seize land, and I would like to do so. Yes, this is a reasonable time to do so. And we can set an agenda here. Have a manufactory in Uzkend. Done. We want to build a manufactory in just generic places anyway, right? So that seems fine. We're currently making 21 gold per month. We can't do it just yet, but we will get there. Nogai tribes up over here. And there's also Astrakhan over here, right? They are allied with Russia. So that gives us a way to fight just Russia, functionally. Which is very interesting. We might well want to do that. We're going to take the national unrest here. We can deal with that unrest. I'm not too concerned about that. So we're going to continue to recruit our cavalry over here, and now we're going to start to get some infantry. Nogai wants knowledge sharing, and we'll accept that. We're losing our great power status. Now, why would this be? Because we don't have manufactories. This should be coming through very soon, though. Yes, indeed. So we're going to allow the institution spread to continue for a bit. I'm not interested in going to war for a little while here while we let this spread. We should be working on getting as much money as possible. So I do believe that's what we're going to do. Karadel is down over here. They're a tributary state of Shun and allied with Manchu. Okay. Noted. We can take a look at some of that later on. For the time being, this is fine. Now, as far as vassal annexation goes, what are we interested in annexing? Fars? I like keeping Nogai as a buffer state. Same with Uzbek, for the time being. How's Sind doing, anyway? Still allied with Gujarat and Jampur? Okay. Well, that's absolutely fine for the moment. We are going to continue to recruit in our infantry over here. We need about 20,000 more manpower there. Looks good. That is, of course, costing us money, but that is absolutely expected for the time being. So we're just continuing to recruit that in as quick as possible for right now. That'll only take a few more months. Not too long there. We're up to 11 now. And this is now a reasonably strong force. But we need to continue with it. Okay, we have an idea available that is trade ideas. We definitely need to get our dip tech up, though. So we're definitely going to be working on that. Manufactories are so close to coming in at this point. 90.91. Yeah, that's pretty much all we need at this point. Recruitment time minus 30%. Okay, sure. Now, we do have some revolts going on here, or just one, down in Hassa. We do have access through the Ottomans, right? Yes, we do. Hassa should be able to handle that on their own, but they don't appear to be moving. We'll keep an eye on that situation. We do want them to be moving, though. So for now, we're going to continue to invest in our 4th army. Chagatai has embraced global trade, and we have Gilani separatists up over here. Okay, so those we're going to need to go take care of. They don't actually have the numbers to siege here, which is kind of hilarious. But we definitely want to wait until we have 1, possibly 2 month ticks here. And we're going to wait until we have the 2nd month tick. Okay, in we go. Egypt is independent now. Interesting. So they actually won that. Cool. It only took them 9 wars, and the one that we decided to sit out, they instantly won. That just goes to show, right? So we're just going to continue to recruit our infantry for right now. We're up to 23 and we need 26. I want to double check our combat width. Is our combat width still 30? Actually, it's 34. So we need to expand out our combat width a little bit here. Yeah, absolutely we do. So we can expand out our combat width, and then we can take a look at what that's going to end up looking like. So that'll be a little bit of extra manpower. I want these guys drilling. I want these guys drilling actually as well. And we don't have a leader here. We're going to recruit a general. There we go. We can now grab our dip tech. Minus yearly corruption. I like it. We are still rooting out corruption, remember. Kind of slowly, but our corruption is virtually gone. So that looks great. And now that means that we need to take this up to 30 and 4. Austria declared on Switzerland. Okay. Have fun with that, Austria. So that's reasonably fine. We just need one more unit here. And that means that this supply limit is going to be, I think, still okay. Maybe not okay. We might have to move over to here. That's fine if necessary. Request for military access from Chagatai. I don't know why. I'm going to decline that. They're not at war. So we'll pass on that for the moment. Okay, we could definitely gain some admin power or 800 ducats. I'm going to take the ducats here because we know that we need to go into Uzkend and build a manufactory, right? So we're going to do that. And we also know that we can get... Ooh, yeah, we could debase our currency here or go into debt. I'm going to debase. There we go. So that puts us up to like 10% corruption. How much total do we need for this? 3581? Okay, I'm not going to debase another time. But that'll be fine. Going down by half a point a year? Not bad at all. So, 236.7 ducats. Seems okay. We'll take that. And we can embrace this institution. Consider it done. So there's manufactories embraced. Wonderful. Goods produced modifier going up. And we can also immediately invest in our Miltech. And there's no reason not to do this. We have all of the idea groups that we're going to fill out on the military side. So this just gives us infantry shock and military tactics. So that's absolutely wonderful. We will be delighted to take another point of military technology. So that sounds great. And, of course, these guys over here are taking attrition. So we're going to move them out of this fort position because it just doesn't have the supply limit. We're going to position them down over here instead. Okay. What do we got here? Sure, that seems fine. Military power or army tradition? I feel like we don't really need military power right now. Indeed. I mean, our army tradition is 42.5 right now, which is pretty decent. Let's bump that straight on up. And then these guys are drilling. Perfect. So they're at the current target size. So we want to increase each of these existing armies by 4, right? So that means I think that we're not going to... These guys popped right on our force. That's very awkward. We did lose that because we had no morale. I'm going to... we'll leave that be for the moment. We'll leave it be. That is very awkward that they popped right on us like that, but okay, whatever. We're not going to have the force limit to expand out our cannon, I don't think, because we had to expand our front line. So no backline expansion for right now. That's okay. So the next question, of course, is, can we get these guys turned back around and brought back over to calm? The answer, of course, is yes. And so we shall. We failed this estate agenda. Okay, we took too long to build that manufactory, I guess. It is underway. It takes a long time to build a manufactory. No doubt about that. And we'll see what ends up happening with the Ottoman situation here. They do have some forces, but they're failing to deal with their problems. So we're just going to head right on into calm here and eliminate these guys. No problem. Fars just insulted us. Okay. How very rude of them. But whatever. I guess that's fine. We do have a subject with high liberty desire, and that is Uzbek. Honestly, I think we just need to improve opinion here. There we go. We'll get that going. And we'll get these guys back to drilling and add in our expansion over here of our military. So that looks good. No problem whatsoever. That puts us at 170. Yeah, that puts us over our land force limit slightly. That is expected. So we converted the Heretics of Calm. That is excellent. Next up, what I want to do is I want to be rooting out a little bit more corruption here. We're not going to need a huge amount of cash for a while, so I want to get this corruption relatively gone. But we can certainly be considering investment here. So we can get a workshop going. And we can also get, none of these grand mosques are that great. Are any of these upgrades? So we sort by cost here. This one's an upgrade in Samarkand. I guess we'll get that done. Seems okay for the time being. Cool. So now we can be banking up manpower for our next war. We're not quite ready to go to war yet, but we are definitely getting close. We can invite a scholar. Development cost minus 10%. I don't know that that's great. Yeah, I don't think it is. So our current piety is minus 39. That seems reasonably fine. And we're just drilling up our forces here. Hello. We missed a unit of infantry over here. Okay, looks good. We can now grab Admin Tech 21, giving us access to furnaces and additional production efficiency. That seems great. Is that going to put us back positive? Because we just dipped negative here financially. The answer is no. Okay. That's reasonably fine. Persian separatists over here. Okay, we'll stop drilling and we'll go eliminate those. Now, we're probably going to take this back for the Ottomans, but we're just defending our own territory here. We would go straight on in here if we had the morale, right? So let's just take this back, and then I want this to go after this month's kick, so right then. Okay. Not that we're going to have a problem with this. There we go. So they're eliminated, and back over to Calm we go. We'll have to get a little bit of manpower put in there. Our truce with Uzbek is now up, of course, and we're just going to start drilling here. Now, I'd really like to get Sind out of here. How strong is Jampur these days? They have about 200k. Both Miltech 21. So they would be not necessarily a threat per se. Well, they would be a threat to us grouped together. They would be a threat grouped together. Okay. That said, we can fight just Jaunpur. No, we can't. No, we can't. Okay. What do we got going on with Bengal? Yeah, we don't really have an inn over here right now. We'll have to wait and find one. So, Shagatai is a thing that exists. No doubt about that. The question is, what do we want to do about that? And how much are we paying to reinforce right now? 1.56 extra per month. So we would be positive if we weren't reinforcing. Gotcha. Okay. So for now, that's reasonably fine. Jampur has entered into a treaty of support independence for our disloyal subject Uzbek. Okay. So Uzbek were still improving their opinion with us, and I don't think it's going to ultimately be a problem. They are at 100% liberty desire, though. And that's mostly just because of Jampur. Okay. What is their actual liberty desire here? I'm not sure. We could placate local rulers. That said, this might not be a bad thing for us. Might not be a bad thing at all. The Ottomans finally ended the Peasants' War. Good job, Ottomans. Are you finally getting things under control now that you lost Bulgaria as well? Oh, wow. They lost a lot of things. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We definitely have options out this way. Now, Ottomans are still our ally. They're not very strong, but they do have some manpower. They're at minus 80 prestige. Okay, and they lost a bunch of stability again, too. But we definitely can start moving through up here, right? So we can start attacking this direction and take a big chunk of this Ottoman territory. Which is very interesting. That means that I want to annex Luristan. We're going to get started on annexation of Luristan. We do have some provincial unrest going on here. In fact, a fair amount of it. We're at plus 0.24 right now. Suffering, bereaved, discontent. Yeah. Reasonably expected. That's not shocking. We have plenty of forces to deal with the rebellions. Right now, we're working on building up our manpower reserves. And I want to make sure, yep, 176 out of 172. That looks okay. A foreign inventor, huh? I'm going to actually boost Jampur's opinion of us a little bit here, rather than taking that innovativeness. So that'll be fine. I'm going to improve relations with them as well. I would like them to stop supporting Uzbek's independence. That would be ideal. We're, of course, improving relations over with Uzbek as well. So for now, that's reasonably fine. And we have a vassal annexation in progress because we're planning to go up and fight over here. Absolutely. So I think our first move is get Luristan annexed. That is going to be a while. Can we core on the other side of our vassals? I forget. As a hypothetical, we have no CB right now, of course. Well, we would have to fabricate a claim out over this way, right? No doubt about that. Okay. I'm kind of hoping at this point that Jampur gets busy with something else and forgets about Uzbek. That would be ideal. Heretics of Kashan. Okay, sure. Seems good. We are losing money still right now, and that is, of course, because we're over our force limit, right? That's not shocking. State maintenance, army maintenance, fort maintenance. Yes, mostly army maintenance. We can turn down our rooting out of corruption, though. That's not actually a problem. We can always just sit, you know, around here. Still having our corruption going down by about half a point annually. Not too bad. And of course, our inflation is dropping as well. So that all seems good. I am starting to get a little bit itchy here to go to war. The question is, which of these do we pull back? I think none of them at the moment. Ah, look at that. Uzbek is now down to disloyal. Beautiful. So they've dropped below 100% liberty desire. We did just get a new level of army professionalism. We also lost our army reformer. Now, we don't need a +3 here. Land force limit modifier or land maintenance modifier reduction. The maintenance modifier reduction would be worth almost 6.9 ducats per month. We go for this guy. Cool. That's going to be very significant. And we can toss a lot more into rooting out corruption. In fact, we can maximally root out corruption here, which is remarkable. That was huge. We were paying a lot for that guy, to be clear. And him dying there was really solid. So we're going to want to head out over this way, right? But we want to get Uzbek more happy at this point. They're unhappy because we force vassalized them and we annexed a vassal. Mostly because we force vassalized them. We can seize land here, and this is a good time to do so. So we shall. We still have that build manufactory in Uzkent. I mean, we're working on it. I thought that seemed fast. Okay, so we are definitely going to grab additional estate land. So that gives better monthly autonomy change. We get more absolutism. How are we doing on that absolutism anyway? Still minus 25. Okay. Yeah, we've given up a lot of absolutism in our privileges for the estates, but that's okay. I mostly ignore absolutism, and I shouldn't. Okay, so we are drilling all of our units right now. They're pretty much maximally drilled, except for the new army. These guys over here have more drill to gain. So that's fine for now. And yes, we are losing money at this time. I'm not surprised about that. I don't actually want to be maximally rooting out corruption. We could be sitting somewhere like here, where we're rooting out by exactly 1 per year, and that seems reasonably okay. Luristani particularists have spawned out in, well, you know, Luristan, and that's okay. For the moment, I'm still working on improving out in Uzbek. Nogai tribes have risen up. Nogai can handle that. Uzbek's opinion of us, huh? I don't want to lose opinion with Uzbek right now. Royal marriage offer from Hassa. We accept that. I don't suppose we can do a royal marriage with Uzbek. Disloyal attitude. But we would be able to after they're no longer disloyal. Okay, noted. So if we look at this, they're down to 92% liberty desire. Phenomenal. That is getting a lot better. A whole lot better. So we're just waiting at this point for one of our people to show back up. Diplomats, that's the term. We're waiting for a diplomat to become available. And do we want to just pull back from Jampur here? I mean, we're at 88 right now. That's almost maxed out. I think we just let this finish. We're now at 93, so like 2 more month ticks, and that'll be fine. We'll continue to move towards mysticism here. I really do want more manpower. And the morale of armies is really solid, too. And the missionary strength. So we're reasonably content with that for the moment. We're going to gain the inflation because we do actually drop inflation automatically, although our inflation is up there. Infantry cost would be going up. That's fine. Isfahan has been converted, and we're going to recall that diplomat from Jaunpur. Uzbek pretender rebels are up over here. Uzbek is not capable of dealing with these, so we are just going to deal with that. Farsi peasants are here and here. Looks like Fars probably can contain that, but we need to wait to deal with these Uzbek rebels until we have at least 1 month tick, and we're going to head on up. Russia sowed discontent. Okay, that's very expected. Cool. So, at this point, we're heading up into here to take out these Uzbek pretender rebels, right? That is mission number 1, and national tax modifier plus 50% for how long? 1 year? That's pretty significant. We're going to take that. Phenomenal. So we have some particulars spawning down in Hassa. Looks like that's already dealt with. No problem there. And we, of course, win up in Uzbek, who's now at 180. We are going to be defending their province here. And Uzbek is now moving in and finishing off this force. That looks good. We are going to cap this back for them. This must have been in a mothballed fort. Remarkable. Now, I do want to come out over this way. These guys would accept diplo-vassalization. So I'm going to offer them an alliance. And then as soon as we can, we're going to offer them vassalization. Now, we're going to have to do like a royal marriage, improve relations first. And this is, of course, going to be too many diplomatic relations. We are very much aware of this. But we're going to start taking over as much of this area as we can. And if we can do that peacefully, we absolutely will. Gain 2 corruption for 2 base manpower. I'm going to do it. Our corruption is going down reasonably, so that seems fine. We can improve relations out over here. Looks good. Excellent. So Luristan is, of course, going to be annexed fairly soon. We're going to have that finished. Persia is angry at us, so we're probably going to have to take them over manually. By that, I mean, of course, militarily. That's almost certainly going to be a thing. There's our estate agenda done. Phenomenal. And we can set up another one. So let's see what we've got here. Have a great mosque. Where is this? Done. So this is, of course, going to be a great mosque. That's only an upgrade, and that'll be fine. We'll certainly get that underway. I'm a little shocked that we haven't succeeded in taking back this territory yet. But okay. We do have access to an economic idea here. We are currently 11 years ahead of time there. So, sure, we'll take 15% national tax modifier. Sounds great. That, of course, allows us to maximally root out corruption, and we are delighted to do so. Wow, we're rolling badly on this siege out over here. Okay. One of these days, it'll finish. Okay, so we need to head around over this direction. That'll take some time to get there. 24 December, and then when are we going to arrive here? 3 January? Should be fine. Do we actually finish up this siege? No, we don't. Wow, we're rolling poorly on that. Okay. How many 70+% rolls did we fail there before we finally won it? Okay. Well, we finished it up in the end, and that is what's good. So Uzbek is now maximally improved on their opinion. They're still very disloyal. And that is because of Jaunpur. Exclusively because of Jaunpur. We're going to continue to move through Ardalan over here. And we're at 180 right now. I'm going to pull back this guy. There we go. And I do want to proclaim a guarantee here. There we go. Now they would accept vassalization, and as soon as we can, 29 May, we are going to offer vassalization here, and we're going to stop this relation improvement. Okay. So they are now our vassal. Phenomenal. And we're going to continue to move through up here. Now I see Ottomans are still dealing with peasants out over here. They want favors for soldiers, 2,000 soldiers. Honestly, that's not very many soldiers. We'll accept it. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.